Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it is not Tuesday, it's Thursday night. It's Fight Club 215. My name is Paul Spencer. Of course, I got Joey the Hitman Wood here. And guys, tonight we have a very special guest. You will already know this guy. TreSean Wiggins, the current NaBa welterweight champion. TreSean, how we doing, man?
Yo, what's up, my brother? How y'all doing?
Good, good. Thank you for joining us.
Have
Thank you.
have they reversed that injustice they did when they moved you down even after winning your last fight?
No, they didn't, man. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna get to the bottom of it, man.
Yeah, we gotta get that fixed, right?
I gotta get some more real work in, I guess. So
Yeah, we'll speak of some. I don't know if it's real work, but we're gonna talk about light work at the end of the show. There's a name out there that's because about light work. But Jay thank you for joining us, man. Listen, real quick, I know being from Johnstown here, of course, we're training out at Castle here, which just changed their name too, correct? From to
Yep.
straight Castle now, right?
yeah, the castle.
Okay. I mean, it's built like a castle. The champions come from the castle. So, we got the king of the castle here tonight. So, what better way to start it off talking about the castle? But speaking of castle, we do have something coming up May 13th. If you can just touch base with that, because I know you're affiliated with that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. There's gonna be some a good show put on. You know what I'm saying? A couple good local fighters, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be in attendance. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I can get on the card. If not, because nothing set in stone just yet. But it's gonna be some fireworks that night anyway. Some local fighters put on, and hopefully everybody tune in.
Now, I know one person's going to be making a debut out of Kastle Boxing. I believe Little Taylor's coming out, correct?
Oh yeah. He's supposed to be making his pro debut. You know what I'm saying? That's still not in stone because I don't think they had an opponent yet. But
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So I don't really know the specifics of all that just yet. But hopefully that'll be something to see.
Okay, great. Yeah, as soon as we hear more about that, as soon as Brock or yourself tells me what's going on, we're going to put a little link on there for it. It's going to be held at Johnstown First War Summer Arena here, May 13th. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great view out there. I do have the poster out there, TreSean. It's a beautiful poster. It looks like Fight Club, Fight Night, and you're the man on the cover. So that's what we want you to do: become the champion of the world. So we can say this is where it all started, and we have TreSean here tonight.
Absolutely, man. That's the ultimate end goal. But you know what I'm saying? Of course, we got some bumps and bruises and some hurdles to get over first. You know what I mean? So that's the goal.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, listen, we're going to make this a boxing show. We usually talk about, MMA, UFC, but tonight, man, listen, what other network has the champ in the house, number one? You know what I mean? So let's keep it real here. Let's talk about some boxing here. Now, I'm going to go over some fights here, TreSean. It's coming up in the next 3 or 4 months here. I want to get your opinion, Joey's opinion, my opinion. See where we stand on these first four fights. Let's talk about this one here. Shakur Stevens versus Shakira Yoshinoda. It's a lightweight eliminator fight coming up April 8th. Everybody knows Shakur Stevens, of course.
Right.
What do you see in this guy? I mean, what do we see?
Well, I mean, his opponent, I'm not I'm not too much familiar with him, but I heard he's a good fighter, and so I heard it's going to be a good matchup. But Shakur is, if not one of the best fighters in the world, man. He's a well-rounded fighter. He got skills, he got power. His IQ is out of this world, man. So I'm excited to see what he can do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Joey, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm with TreSean here. I'm not too familiar with the opponent, so I can't say much on that end. But like he was saying, Stevenson has proved in the last couple of years, he really proved that he belongs. He's not just a prospect anymore. He really is cream of the crop in that division. I mean, I believe that's a local fight for me. I think it's in Newark, actually. I'm not mistaken. I think it's actually. Yeah, exactly. Hometown crowd. So he's gonna have. I mean, sometimes that can play against you. You got thousands of people asking you for tickets and trying to comp everyone and appease everyone. That sometimes can work against you. But
you know what I'm saying. You gotta when you at that level, you gotta learn how to separate the two, man, and learn, keep everything like me. I mean, being us having have the fight here in hometown. I mean, of course, I'm gonna want to collab with everybody, but I'm still going to be out in training camp because you got to stay focused, man. And I'm pretty sure Shakur know that. He's one of the best in the sport, man. You know what I'm saying? He's grounded and he knows what he needs to do and how he needs to do it, and he gets the job done, man.
Yeah, I just hope the people around him help him also, because remember his last fight during the press conference. Remember, it was I don't even remember this. It was actually he had to actually run out of the press conference because someone was trying to jump his mom after
What?
the
Hmm.
press conference. Remember that, Paul? He was
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
there,
know. I
him
didn't
and
know that.
yeah, during the press conference, someone started trying to jump his mom after the press conference after the fight, and he had to run off stage and go save his mom.
Yeah, see, now you gotta stay. See, you gotta stay out there, stay out of that, man. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm a lover at the end of the day, but you gotta stay. So you gotta separate yourself from that, man, because this is much bigger than just some little bar fight
Yeah.
or mishap outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? This is the real deal, man. You about to
Yeah, I
fight.
think this fight was
Oh,
in MGM Grand too. So his
man,
mom was fighting someone in the middle of MGM Grand's lobby.
Hmm.
it's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Shakur Stevens, just like both you said, I think he's one of the top-notch fighters in there. His IQ is through the roof. He can beat you multiple ways. He game plans. Just like TreSean, you said before we had you on the show, your first 2 rounds, man, you're downloading information. That's
Yeah,
what Shakur does. And then later on the rounds, it's like, okay, I'm going to beat you this way. You can beat me here, but I'm going to beat you here.
right.
Speaking of Yashiro Nishi, I'm Japanese. I watch a lot of Japanese fighters out there. They say he's very good. His reach is really excellent. So that's
Yeah.
the only thing that maybe can help him
I'm
against
gonna,
Shakur is
I'm
the
gonna check
reach.
him out. I'm gonna check him out tonight, man.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna check him out. Maybe hit you with a text later on tonight. I think, but my obsession was fight. You know what I'm saying?
Trey Sean, listen, I know it sounds stupid, but the first time we talked, man, I remember there was a fight on. I believe it was the Haney fight one time we were talking,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I
Can't
was
go.
going to meet you at the gym the next day at 2 o'clock in the morning. I get a text from Trey Sean. It's like, "Are you watching this fight?" I'm like, "Champ, don't you have to spar in the morning?" He's like, "I'm doing my homework." I'll never forget that. Two
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning, I get this text from you.
Always studying, man. Always
Was it
studying.
Haney or this dude, Paul? I thought it was
It
Stevenson.
might have been Stevenson. It might have been the Stevenson fight.
I think it was the Stevenson fight when this was the same fight we are just talking about with the mom.
I think it
Yeah.
was. It might have been. Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, because you turned me on to Stevenson, and then I think it was Stevenson.
Hmm. There's Dave Yarnell saying, "What's going on, champ?" You already know, Dave.
What's up?
But
Definitely.
one thing, Paul, real fast before we go to next fight,
Mhm.
I know it wasn't scheduled to talk about, but you were talking about the first 2 rounds kind of downloading and stuff like that. We saw that big time this past weekend in the
Mhm.
Plant versus Benavidez fight, where the first couple of rounds it looked like Plant was going to run away with the fight, and then about fifth, sixth round,
Yeah.
Benavidez really turned it on and kind of
And
downloaded Plant.
I kind of knew. I kind of knew he wasn't just running away with it. You know what I'm saying? But I was impressed with how he started off, and I was hoping he can keep it up throughout the end of the fight. But that's the thing. You have that type of stuff you got to see through, man. Because those fighters, man, they're relentless. They're nonstop. Benavidez, he's young, he's hungry, he hit hard,
Yeah.
and he ain't no slouch, man. He ain't defeated for nothing. So
He won me over this weekend. I'm not gonna lie. He
yeah, I'm a Benavidez fan. No, but I'm more of a Caleb Plant fan. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was going for Plant at heart. I didn't think he was gonna win, but at heart I was going for him. I wanted to see him do
Yeah.
it.
Well, at least one of us called the fight, right? Right, Joey?
Well, yeah, and the only reason why I from the fighter standpoint, I thought Benavidez would win, but I just because of the build-up, like Benavidez made it so hard to like him during this build-up. Like I don't know why he took that route to market himself, but it was so hard to like him during this build-up.
Because you get more people to tune in to see him lose than
Yeah,
Mm.
to see him win. And that's a good way too. And it's like reverse psychology type thing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
'Cause people want they like Floyd. They hated some. A lot of people loved him. A lot of people hated him. And majority of them paid to see him lose. You know what I'm saying? He's undefeated. Never even had a draw. So everyone's like, I'm gonna come. I want to pay top dollar just to see this guy lose. You know what I'm saying? And it never happens. And the more they pay to see him, the more money he makes, the richer he gets.
Yeah, that's the thing with Mayweather. You want to pay that $50, love him or hate him, but look at the end of the night, you paid the $50, and all he's doing is doing this at night, right?
yeah. Well, let's talk hypothetical here before we get into fights that actually have been announced. If Benavidez gets his way and gets Canelo,
Mm.
how do you see that playing out?
I mean, I don't know. I got Canelo still, but
Ooh.
I don't know. Benavidez.
I think it's a close fight. I think
yeah.
we've seen with Bivol that
No, easy
sometimes those big dudes.
Mm-hmm.
That's another fight that I wouldn't bet on. That I would have to see. I had to just watch. Never know.
Yeah, I agree. I think Benavidez is relentless. We've seen that he's not afraid of walking you down. I don't think
Canelo has the skills that Plant has.
Yeah.
Just aggressive like Benavidez. That's where they differ, man.
It's like you're fighting a mirror, basically, pretty much.
Plant just outbox you, but Benavidez, I mean, Canelo, he punches you everywhere and hits hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be the same fight like Plant, so I hope he don't think so.
Yeah, so what, that fight, if they have it in Mexico, will do record numbers.
Yo, will it? Oh my God.
Yes. Well, weren't they talking about that weekend? I forgot what weekend it was going to be. I mean, if they do this fight, it could sell out like the world, basically.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
I think Cinco de Mayo, they definitely sell out.
Well, I think, doesn't Canelo have a fight already planned for Mexico coming up, I think? I think it's a smaller fighter, but I think he has a fight planned.
Oh, he's got a schedule right now. I think.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but I don't see I beat him. No.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. There's a lot of intriguing matchups that could be coming up.
Mm-hmm. Could be coming up.
Colbert fight, man. Oh.
What's that?
That Chris Colbert fight. I didn't think he. It was a good fight, but I didn't think he won that fight.
Have you ever heard an announcer on live air say that was a horrible decision?
No.
I've never heard that before.
And fun fact, Chris Colbert used to be ducking one of my young boys that used to train under me, Jamie Estrada, back in Newburgh in the amateurs, and the Golden Glove. Chris Colbert used to be ducking him. Like, he used to fight in the 119 open division, and when he found out my little man was there, he went up to 123. Then one other man went up to 123. Colbert shot back down to 119. He avoided him like the plague, but talked so trash, man.
Wow. TreSean, I mean, did you see the outfit he wore?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, you had all this caution on, but you didn't see that punch coming.
That was what, you text me that. You're like, you text me out of the blue. I'm like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, that was a bad shot.
Can we catch Trigger Trey wearing something like that?
No, not. I mean, some flashy, not that flashy. Come on.
Gotcha. One thing I would do want to ask you about the Benavidez Plant fight. All the hype going in, the hatred, the rival. All the BS talk back and forth. How did you feel at the end of the fight? It was so much respect between both of them.
Yeah, it's always like that, man. And that's how it was with me and Hitches. I mean, me and Hitches had a lot of bad blood, actually. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we two men. You know what I'm saying? And we don't really want to see nobody hurt because we got family to go home too. You know what I'm saying? Boxing don't got no like insurance plans after and stuff like that. So, we don't want to see them. We'll talk because we're trying to sell a fight, or we try, you know what I'm saying? Because our fight wasn't even sold out until the weigh-in. Once they seen the weigh-in, the rest of the tickets actually sold out at our fight. That was like out there in MGM. So, and so a lot of it's entertaining, but we don't. It might be real bad blood, but after we get it out, we like men. You know what I'm saying? We shook it out and we was able to respect it.
Yeah, I mean, I like what he said. We're two grown men. We settled in the ring. Outside the ring, this is where it happens. Two grown men settled in business. And just like you said, boxing, man. You have a job. You have a family at home. You have to put clothes on your kids' back, food on the table, and a roof over their head. This is your livelihood. You don't want anything to happen outside there. So that's the way it should be. It's settled in the ring for every fight. Just like that.
Yeah, like you said previously. Benavidez was doing a job to sell this fight. Everyone, like you were saying, everyone pays to see you lose. Whether you win or lose, they're going to tune in and watch you. So it definitely seemed like he was playing that part. And I also wonder a little bit of it was, sure, Plant lost, but maybe Plant won his respect a little bit by being able to withstand some of those shots. Because an average man is getting put down by those shots.
Right. Heart was bigger than his body that night, man. I for sure thought they were going to stop it. You know what I'm saying?
I did too.
But as a fighter, man, that type of stuff, man, we want to go out on our shield for real.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. What is your thing? Would you rather a ref save you? You rather go out on your shield?
Oh man, I'm going out on my shield, man, because that's what we sign up for. At the end of the day, man, we sign up to take whatever this job has to offer, man. Good.
Yeah. Now, wasn't there a fight earlier? I caught the undercard as well. Wasn't there a fighter where his father was in the corner and threw the towel in to save him?
Yeah, Joey Spencer.
Yeah. Exactly, Spencer. That's right. Why did I forget? That's my last name too. Why did I forget that? Yeah.
That was the play right before the co-main event, Paul.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Mm-hmm.
It was that was a good stoppage. You know?
I agree. He was taking a
That fight was
beating.
pointless. That I don't know why they made that, man. If you want to take a step up, so be it. But you didn't have to jump to him. That guy is way way out of his league, man.
Exactly. That's like me stepping into the ring for my first fight against Trigger Trey here. I'm like, come on, man.
Like you said, there's levels to this, right?
That was it, man. I don't think that was a smart idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there ain't nothing like getting hit with a
But
TreSean.
but get what he put on a show. He fought.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do until he couldn't anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. Now, does that show you a lot of respect for his next fight? You know, talking about Spencer there. Does that show the next opponent a little bit of like, man, this guy's got a little grit to him. He took this fight. He went the way, yeah, but whatever, you know.
Oh, I'm for sure that they're not going nobody. They ain't going to be fighting nobody on that type of caliber. But yeah, and whoever he fight, they know that he ain't going down without a fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just because that guy did it to him, don't mean the next guy gonna be able to do. Because Joey can scrap, man. You know, Joey can scrap.
He surprised me too. He really surprised me watching that fight.
Yeah, he surprised me too because I didn't think too much of him, honestly. Him or his brother.
Yeah, for like a debut, he held his own though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did, definitely did.
That was that's gonna be one of the fights we talk about a little bit later. A lot of Lomachenko's opponents, you know, halfway through the fight, they realize what they got themselves into. They don't come back off that stool. You see it a lot.
Yeah, but
his opponents.
Evan's a different caliber too. So
yeah, no, it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. I wish it happened a couple of years before because Lomachenko isn't quite the fighter he was.
He looks old now, man. You can see the old age is catching up to him, man.
Do you think that was how many fights he's had in the amateur division?
Oh yeah, for sure. All of them fighting all the top guys in the country. 400 fights, like that's like a lot of amateur fights, man. And you're winning, so you're fighting the top of the top. That's a lot of wear and tear, man.
You know that's a lot of ring time you put in.
Second pro fight, you fighting fucking Salita. That's crazy, man.
And a lot of the non-boxing fans, people talk about Lomachenko like he's this boogeyman, and they look at his record and they're like, this dude only had 14 fights. He's 14-1. What am I missing here? And you're like, look what he did in the amateur rankings. Look what he did in the Olympic rankings. Like, this man is an animal.
Yeah, man. They got it from the end. They gotta know to actually understand it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be a real boxing fan to understand. But the real boxing fans, they know. That's what I'm saying. Loma's not done, but I just feel like he's not at the same caliber that he was before.
Yeah, he's not quite the boogeyman anymore.
He's like the running back that, you know, like you like with Zeke, like the bell cow that you ran.
Right. I think he's going to be the gatekeeper.
You give him a spotlight, you're like, why is he a little bit?
You call him the gatekeeper now?
He's going to be like the gatekeeper soon.
Wow, okay. Well, let's get into another fight here. Okay, now this one's going to happen April 22nd. It's a catchweight division. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. TreSean, I'll let you go with this one here because I mean, I think I'm going to be the out guy here.
Ooh, my mind's made up. I'll let you go first because
you know where I'm going, Joe.
I mean, I got Tank winning. You know what I'm saying, by stoppage. Ryan's a good fighter, man. He's gonna be good for a while until Tank close that distance. Because why? Because Tank got a high IQ. And Tank can punch, and Tank can take a punch. Ryan, he's showing us that Luke Campbell can drop him, and he's not a big puncher. So if Tank hit him with that dynamite power, can you get up? And can he get up in the middle of the round when it's like a minute and 20 seconds left? Mm-hmm. That's a lifetime in boxing to survive a dynamite puncher like Tank, and I don't think he can. You know, but I can't wait to see that fight because in boxing you never know, man.
Yeah. Joey, I'll let you go first because I think you're going to be on TreSean's side here as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely on TreSean's side, and here's why. If it was a level playing field, I think it's a much closer fight. But what Garcia has been given up to make this fight happen in terms of hydration and weighing in again, and what he can and can't weigh leading up to the fight.
Right. One more thing that Tank. It's the first time he's been active, like back to back in a long time. As to Ryan Garcia having fought in how long? You know what I'm saying? So that plays a big part, man. You jump straight into going into a fight with Tank after coming off of such a long layoff. No, meanwhile he just fought. That's crazy.
So you believe in ring rust? Ring rust is real.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I just think I think Garcia. I think people think like it doesn't matter, but the rehydration and being able to bulk up a little bit after the weigh-ins and stuff is a real thing. And what Ryan has given up to make this fight happen, I think, plays a big factor in this fight. And like TreSean was saying, Davis has power, and to not be able to rehydrate to your fullest and have to take those shots, I don't see him withstanding those shots.
Right.
Wow. I guess I got to play the underdog here, the advocate here. I'm going to go with Ryan Garcia. Now, I'm sort of leaning toward Tank, of course, but my mind says Garcia for some reason. I think Garcia is going to try to avoid him and wait for the shots to happen because Garcia has a little bit longer reach, though. That's what I'm contemplating here. The reach is a little bit different. If he can avoid that contact with that Davis power, just like you said, TreSean, how do you get hit with that power? At minute 20 to go in the ring, can you get back up? That's my thing. But I think I think he tries to play a little cat and mouse game here, avoiding and waiting.
He will, but Tank, the thing is, Tank, you know what I'm saying? Tank got that IQ where he knows how to cut the ring. Right. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to be aggressive when he has to, smart aggression too. It's like, when he fought Hector Garcia, he didn't rush the process, and even when he fought Isaac Cruz, he didn't rush the process, you know what I'm saying?
It's a different Tank.
You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia never been under that type of pressure before. He ain't fought nobody like Isaac Cruz. I think Isaac Cruz beat Ryan Garcia, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? That being roughed up, Tank gonna rough him up. But Tank got that slick counter shot ability. You know what I'm saying? That speed, lightning power. I mean, that real power that make him change his mind about where he want to be at that night.
Yeah, I think he's definitely. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe. You go first. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Tank really evolved as a fighter over the past 2 to 3 years. Yeah. I think before you watch Tank, almost like the Tyson effect, like go in there and see him get a knockout and how fast he can do it. Now I think he's more of a complete boxer. He can go the distance. He has the cardio. He has the power. But he has the quickness too. Now I think he's finally putting it all together.
Right.
And each fight, I think we're seeing Tank get a little better and better and better. I think we're going to see the best Tank possible this fight.
I don't know how Broly just getting to a world title shot is beyond me. It's like people lose and get the shot, but then you hear me winning, and they feel like.
Yeah, you got to get a TikTok and start becoming real big on TikTok. That's what Garcia did.
Calling everybody out.
That's what we're going to do, TreSean. We're going to start a TikTok for you, brother, and we're going to get you that world title defense just off of TikTok, man.
Right. All right.
That seems the way you have to do it nowadays, right?
Yeah.
It seems like.
But I think you're right. I'm probably going to lead toward Haney, closer to the fight here. But
you mean Davis?
Davis, I'm sorry. Yeah. I think I'm going to go that way because I like hearing TreSean say he's going to cut off the ring. He's going to keep you on the ropes and he's going to play a half ring fight with you. And he's not going to pressure. He's just going to wait for the advantage there and just take this. The beast is just going to take over. It's going to be a high.
Oh, do we know if they're doing a bigger ring or a smaller ring?
I didn't even see anything about that yet.
Yo, Tank fought in sold out crowds numerous of times.
I'm not talking about the crowd size. I'm talking about the ring size.
Mm-hmm.
That type of stuff is electrifying, man. That plays a big shot. And then Ryan, the thought of possibly getting knocked out in front of everybody, he cares about what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a big deal. Sold out shows, pay-per-view, that's a big deal. And Ryan, I want to know if he can rise to the occasion. I can't wait to see that fight, man. It's going to be a fight all until it's over.
Yeah. Let's give him a couple comments, Rico. There's Bubba Watts. What's going on? Bubba, listen, you're in the presence of a NABA World Welterweight Champion here, TreSean Wiggins, in the house here. So you're witnessing a champ on the network right now.
Yep.
Linda checking in. Linda, thank you very much for chiming in. Let's move on to another fight here. I really want your opinion on this one. This one has me, really waiting for this. Let's talk about this. Lomachenko, Haney. May 20th, lightweight championship fight here. What do we see?
Haney is in his prime right now, man.
Yeah.
In his prime, he don't want to come up that throne. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was calling him the paper champion for so long. Now he has all the belts, so there's no denying that he's a real true champion. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he's about to just let Loma come and do what he want. And Loma is a very dangerous fighter at all times because Loma was the boogeyman at one point. But just right now, Devin's got his youth. he got his time is now, and Loma's time might have came and gone. It was a short one, but it came and gone. You know.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, I think this
Yeah,
is going to be a hell of a fight.
I think it's wrong place, wrong time. I think if this is 2 years ago, it's a completely different fight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like you said, father time kind of catches up to everyone eventually.
Absolutely.
I think they're on the different trajectories. I think Haney's on his way up, and Lomachenko's on his way.
Haney gave up so much in that Kambosos fight the first time and the second time. He not only went over there once, but he went back over the place.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? He didn't even need to do that. That was stupid, if you ask me. But hey, look, the outcome was in his favor, and I'm pretty sure the same thing is gonna happen with Loma.
Yeah, we talked about that fight, Joey, on the Fight Club, talking about, well, that fight wasn't even credited to be a number 2 fight. You know, that rematch clause. Come on now, seriously, there was no
That
reason.
first, and that's why I don't understand. Like, I understand the automatic rematch clause, but there should also be a clause in it where if the first fight is so lopsided, there should not be an automatic rematch clause in the second fight.
I agree.
I agree. So we're all gonna lead toward Haney here, correct?
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go towards Haney. I'm gonna say I wouldn't be shocked if Lomachenko wins, just because of who he is.
Okay. All right, but let me ask you this: if Lomachenko loses this fight, what do we expect from him? Because, like I said, TreSean, you know, his record's what? It was 16-1 as a pro, but those 9,000 fights he had as an amateur. Okay, that takes time off your body and your mind as well. Where does Lomachenko go if he happens to lose this fight?
I mean, honestly, hang it up, because Loma he made buku bucks in his sport, whether it was sponsorships and promotions and just fight money alone. He's made a good lucrative chunk of change. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to stick around no more. Live your life, enjoy your family, man. You did everything you're supposed to do in this sport in such little time. You know what I mean? You came in a pro sport and took over boxing in such a little fashion. As soon as you got in there, it's nothing to be ashamed of, man. You know what I'm saying? Just don't come and ruin it by just taking loss after loss after loss. You know what I mean? Just come. You did your thing. You fought the best. You beat a lot of guys, man, and you did it with style and quick. Hang it up, man. Enjoy your family. Commentate. Do something else. You know what I mean? Or be the gatekeeper.
Yeah, I agree. I think if he loses, I think he should hang it up. But in terms of where he'll stay in terms of like the ranking and stuff, I think he stays closer to the top. You look at if he loses to Haney, look at the 2 losses he would then have. It's Lopez and Haney. They're not bad losses to have on your record. But like you said, what more do you want to accomplish? Like, you don't want to at some point deplete your legacy by just sticking around when you should have hung it up. So we see that too often where legends kind of don't know when it's their time to go, and they kind of start to cloudy their record and kind of forget the dominance you had in your heyday.
Right.
Well, let me ask TreSean this. TreSean, listen, I'm looking into the future here. Welterweight WBO, WBA world champion. I'm looking to the future. It's going to happen. We already know that. But let's just say, father time catches up with you. You're getting a little bit older. You lose one fight to an up-and-coming boxer that's ranked number 1 that takes your title away from you. Now, you still have it in you to fight. Do you want to go out as a loss, or do you just want to take another fight to say, I'm going to go out as a winner? A lesser fighter.
No, I'm never gonna go for one more lesser fighters.
Okay.
Right. My situation is a little different. Even though I got a few losses, I didn't take a lot of wear and tear in the sport. You know what I'm saying? I don't take a lot of punishment. So I see myself still pushing through. You know what I'm saying? Even if I were to take a loss, you know what I mean. But I don't see myself allowing a bunch of guys to continue to beat me and then still stick around. No, I'm gonna make sure I put myself in a good situation, and I'm gonna get my world title shot, capture me a world title or 2 or 3 or 4.
We already know you, TreSean. Since the moment I met you, man, you duck nobody. I love the thing that you say. I heard this millions of times. What you said. When's your next fight? I can't fight tonight, but let me know. I'll fight tomorrow.
Right.
I love that.
The only thing is, the politics of boxing make it hard for guys like me to get in the door. But I'm gonna continue to compete, work my way through, because they can't keep denying me forever. But Only thing that sucks is that the time is against me now. But it's all right. I mean, I feel good. I'm in the best shape of my life. You know what I'm saying? Why? Physically, mentally. So they can try to stall me out all they want to. Eventually, they got to give me that shot, and then I'll take it from there.
Well, speaking of next shot, I mean, let's talk about your division real quick here. Let's talk about your division here, TreSean. This is your class right here. I mean, we're looking at Lopez versus Taylor here for the WBO welterweight title here.
Yeah, that's a class down for me. I'm not going to back down there no more.
What's that?
I'm not going back down there that far no more.
Not that far, right.
But this was an option, and yeah, these guys are one of the guys I would be looking for to fight. Like, I don't see Teofimo should be still in the position that he's in, but a mouthpiece still wonders, I guess. Seriously.
Remember his last fight, just how odd that post-fight press conference was in the ring with his baby mama and the kid, and that whole thing was so wild to me.
Yeah, I just feel like he's not he don't think in his mind that he's the fighter he used to be. And once the doubt is created in the mind, it's like it's over. Boxing and compete at this level, and it's just you can't have no doubt, man. You can't see that you don't feel like you belong. Because once you don't feel like you belong, then you really won't.
Right.
Taylor's no slouch, man. He's barking up the wrong tree. You thought he really lost his last fight and he gave it to him. Now Josh Taylor's gonna make him look really bad.
Wow. So you're calling? Are we calling knockout? Or are we going to go the distance?
I don't think he's gonna knock him out, but I think he's gonna beat him up.
Wow. Okay.
You think it's gonna be a stoppage?
I like Teofimo, like Joe Chiambo always cut me, and those guys are my peoples from New York, man. Honestly, and I don't mean no disrespect, but I just feel like he's gonna beat him up.
Wow.
I would love to be wrong.
Right.
I'd love to be wrong. But I mean, in my experience and what I know.
Mm-hmm. Now, TreSean, I know when we first met, we talked about moving to this division. You know, you and I talked about it, and it might have been a better option, but we know where we are now. Mm-hmm. If you're in a situation where, let's say, you're ranked 3 or 4 in the world right now, and you see this fight, tell me how you would beat Lopez, how you would beat Taylor. How would you go into this fight?
Taylor would be the tougher fight because he's the better boxer. You know what I'm saying, with the more power. But I mean, like the more high IQ. But Teofimo, man, I'll beat Teofimo, man. I don't see Teofimo beating me. You know what I'm saying? For one of these two so small, I don't think his power is what he think it is. His power was good at 135, but I mean at 140 is a different story. You know what I'm saying? And I can definitely beat him. You know, I'm not, because I don't fear nobody. So if he was winning from his power being like he had that dynamite power, you know, and everybody was scared of it. He had his youth. Right. Now he's all interior now, man. Everybody, no one's scared of him no more, you know. And I definitely was never scared of him.
Yeah,
he just never got a chance to bump heads, you know.
I agree with you. I think Taylor's power is just going to be overwhelming with Lopez here. Right. It's something that he's not going to be ready for.
Skill is going to be unbelievable. See, the thing is, Loma had the skill, just not the power. Mm-hmm. Josh Taylor got the power and the skill, man, and the grit, man. You ever seen Josh Taylor with Ramirez? Oh my God, the dog.
The funny thing is, TreSean, I bet a lot. You probably see all my bets and stuff like that. I bet a lot. The funny thing to me is Lopez is a huge favorite in this fight.
Seriously?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what surprises me. That's why I said I was like, I'm all over this Taylor line because he's like plus 220. I'm definitely taking this Taylor line. And a knockout is plus 550 on Taylor's part. That's nice. That's a nice little chunk of change to bet.
Yeah, it is, because they don't know. I don't know who's betting, but
yeah, I like Taylor in this fight as well. Definitely do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, TreSean, let me ask you something now. I really didn't want to get into this, but I think, we have to get to the heart of the matter, the truth here. Now, there was a picture released probably about 2 months ago, and it kind of pissed me off seeing it.
It wasn't even that long ago, Paul. It was
just about a month ago, okay? But, it's still in my head because it pisses me off, okay? TreSean, let's talk about this. Okay? Now,
so a little backstory, Paul. So that picture's posted, and the second it's posted, I'm texting Paul saying,
yes.
Yo, is Wiggins getting this guy? Like, this is a huge step for Wiggins if he can get Broner, on that win column. So literally the second I see it, I text Paul, and then like about an hour later, I see not sure if it was Kastle or if it was Brock that posted
No, it was,
about it.
somebody else from another league, a boxing organization that posted that. Because TreSean, we talked about that as well, where they put you and Bronner next side by side, next matchup.
Yeah.
Right.
But I want to ask you first. Okay, yeah, yes, he's a former four-time, WBO, WBA champion. We know that. Hey, credit due to him. I give him credit. He was there. He
Sure.
did his business. I'm not going to take anything away from him. But Tracy, I just want to ask you personally, man. Listen, you are the label to me of Don King right now, the NABA current welterweight champion. We all know that, and defending, I might say, defending. Okay, we all seen it. We all watched it live. Now, to me, they bring in this guy to use. I don't want to say use. How does it make you feel? Let's put it that way. To bring in a former champ in your division.
Depending on the plan of it, or what they got and on the agenda, you know what I'm saying? To jump ahead of me, no bueno. But if that's what the case, but we don't really know. But if it's a match to be made with me and him, which only would make sense, send him in, man. I mean, because Don King, that he got it. I'm the best 147 he got. You know what I mean? No respect to Broner, man. I respect everything that he's done in his career, man. It's stellar, man. He 4-time division champ. He's that dude, and I respect him as a fighter. But it's my time now, and this is my stable for him to come. I mean, I'm gonna welcome him with open arms if he's gonna be a part of the team. But if you're thinking about putting him ahead of me, put him in front of me first.
Yeah, that's Ken Fry right there from the Vegas sports scene in the Batcave on Wednesdays with us. We watched it live. I had it on stream and we watched it. We didn't broadcast, but we watched it, TreSean. And you're right, it was glorious. I mean, we watched the whole thing. But of course, you're going to welcome the arms. But what would be the reason that he would match you guys up? Number one, by bringing him in,
or wouldn't, because would seem like it's just the smartest thing to do. You're the champion. You're the best 147 in your.
Right. They think that right now, you figure if I'm in the top 10 and they want the next steps is to get into a world title contentancy, they want to put another, and he just lost McAboo. McAboo just lost, was his last final world champion. Trevor Bryan lost. So he has no more world champions. So now he just signed another former world champion thinking that he can put him in the way, put him in the avenues to get him back to a world title. But he got a guy in a position to fight for a world title too. So let's not match these guys up. And the winner, we get him to get the winner out of Virgil Ortiz or Stone Young. But being that fight is done now, not because Virgil got injured or whatever. Mm-hmm. Let's not put this guy in. Let's not put one of them in there. But I just don't. I refuse to allow them to put this man in front of me. If
I agree.
That's the case, I earned my slot. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he's a bigger name. He done been there before. But so what? How do you make world champions if
exactly.
If you know what I'm saying, if you ain't gonna give them the shot that they need, I earned my spot.
So did you see the quote from Don King when the signing happened? Pretty much welcoming champions from other promotions to step up and fight Broner. Did you see that?
He said what?
He was pretty much saying, we got Broner here now with Don King. I challenge champions from around other boxing organizations to step up and challenge.
No, I didn't see that. Well, I'm gonna have to adjust that. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, I'll find the article. I'll send it to you.
I'll be good. I'm gonna send it to them because I've been here ready to rock. I never ducked no rack. They never called me with none of the major names, and it's not like we won't get approved because I'm in the mix now. I'm in the top 10 in the world. I don't see why they can't say, "Yo, look, match my guy with you." Man. Don't put me on the back burner. I don't put back burner to nobody, man. I earn my keeps and I earn my spot. I didn't ask nobody to give me nothing. I didn't put me here. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody talked me into a position. I fought my way there. So.
And see, that's what makes me mad. I'm not going to be saying mad, TreSean, because when they sign another boxer, it makes you better as well. It makes the label better. We all know that. But my thing was,
so hold on, Paul. I found it. The exact quote from Don King was, "As a proud promoter, he drops the gauntlet to all other promoters and challenges them to bring forth their best fights to fight superstar bad boy of boxing, Adreien Broner." And that was his exact quote.
Make sure you text that to me.
All right.
Yeah, Joey, send it to me. We're going to tweet that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you, Paul, and you can send it over to him.
I've been waiting for these opportunities, man. You know what I'm saying? I really, literally, anybody that know me, that know boxing, know I don't duck no right.
And see, the thing to me, like I said, TreSean, is it bothers me a lot because, listen, you paid your dues. We know you're the current champ. You're defending champ at that. Okay, we know what you did, what you have done, and what you've yet to do, number one. They bring in this guy, yes, his record is, great, but...
It blows my mind, Paul, because, and I don't mean to cut you off, but that quote, like, it confuses me a little bit, because how are you using Adreien Broner to challenge other champions when dude isn't even champion of your promotion?
That's what I mean.
Have a champion in your promotion.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, if you don't, and if that's what you want to do, you feel like Broner would be the better asset of your team. Match him up with your other 147 to see which one is the best.
Exactly.
I'll take Broner to school. Respectfully, he don't have nothing for me.
And that's what I wanted to get at. If it does happen, TreSean, that you do fight Broner, okay, it's going to be, what's going to be headline is, who's the king of the Don King label? That's what it's going to be. Exactly. We already know that. But see, my thing is, like, what makes me mad is they bring in somebody that's a former name, we'll quote name, okay? To come in here. Boxer.
I think Don's scared.
What's out there?
Fossil.
I think I don't know about you, but I think Don's scared a little bit. I think he's scared to put him against you because when you beat him, not if you beat him, when you beat him, his cash cow is already gone in one fight.
Absolutely. You put money up, he lose that chunk of change because Broner already don't like to fight, and then always find a way out of it. And then if you do fight, he fights me and I beat him, I expose him. His career is done. Now you done kicked out 100,000 of him. Then that's not even excluding the purse. I mean, not including the purse. You know what I'm saying? So you lose a big chunk of change messing with Broner on account of fighting me. But that's the price you pay when you overlook your own NABA champion. You know.
But at the same time, he could then, once you do beat Broner, he then makes another superstar in you because now they can say you just retired Adreien Broner.
Right, he's ready. Well, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm not going to bam up the stable yet. I mean, we're going to see what's in store. Obviously, they have big plans. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they have plans. You know, maybe we might have a doubleheader with me and Broner going against the top guys from some other team. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Never know. But we will see soon, and, y'all guys will be the first to know.
We're going to speak it into existence, Paul. We're going to speak it into existence. Once they announce you versus Broner, just know me and Paul are going to be booking our flights to wherever it is. We'll be sitting there ringside cheering you on.
I'll tell you what, I got to tell you something. TreSean knows, like, last time I was down, I tried to go down so bad. I texted him, like 4 hours before the fight. He's like, "Are you still coming?" I was like, "TreSean, I can't get down there."
And me and you were looking for flights for you all week. They just shot up.
It was just like went from like 129 to like 700.
Yeah, they were crazy.
TreSean was fighting. That's what it was. But yeah, we'll definitely be down there, TreSean. This is experience, and we're not going to miss this time, seeing you live. But when we were talking, we were texting back and forth, and I said, what I think is Don King is a smart man. He's a genius. We all know that, okay? What I'm thinking is this is how I feel what he's going to do. He has a fossil, in Broner, a named fossil, and he has TreSean, a figure champion, okay, less known to people. So why not have a Broner fight on a card, just like you said, and have TreSean fight on the fight? Because I'm going to make money here. I'm going to make money there. And then you know what? If he wins, I'm hoping Broner wins, and TreSean's going to win. We already know that. Then we're going to say, wow, let's make the big fight here. I got the two top people in the welterweight division. I have them.
We've seen that before, Paul. Not same promoters, but if you remember, a lot of time when Canelo was coming up, he usually fought on Mayweather's undercard almost every time. And then eventually, once Canelo made his name enough, Mayweather versus Canelo.
Yeah.
So we've seen that before. We've seen it happen before.
That's the business side. That's why when he signed him, I knew, everyone just knew that's because it just obviously only made sense for us to match. And I was hoping, me, I'm like, okay, I'll add somebody I'll add a name to the cemetery, But
I like that. So, I was going to put this banner up here, but TreSean, if it happens real quick before we let you get out of here, man, listen, the fight, let's just say the fight is happening. King allows it to happen. The NABA champion versus the Fossil. I get to see the banner for that one, right there, number one. But tell me how this fight would go down in your eyes. When, how? We already know the outcome, so I really don't need to know.
I'll beat him by unanimous decision, man. What I mean? Like boxer, we all know he's a world champion caliber fighter. So, my IQ gonna have to put my IQ to, make sure I got my skills intact. But if I catch him, good. Y'all gonna have to carry him to the cemetery. It's over.
I ain't carrying nobody, brother. I'm gonna be carrying you out there on my shoulder.
Right, because I don't see me, man. And people thinking it's gonna be a close fight. It's not even gonna be nowhere near as close as they think it is.
So we're gonna send him to the grave. We might just want, if the family's out there listening, you might just use that money to get a great headstone right now, because Trigger Trey, there's only one Trigger Trey out there, and he already said it.
Let me ask you a question before we let you go for tonight. Is this what the prediction you just made? Is this for the Broner now, or you think overall at Broner's best, the outcome will be the outcome regardless of when you fought him?
Yeah, the outcome, because he was cocky then, and that type of. I always take advantage of those type of fighters, man. Those ones that just know that they got it. People get intimidated by all that flashy stuff, that cockiness. I don't know. I mean, I take that with a grain of salt. That don't mean nothing to me. Yeah.
It's
like
funny
Tyson said, right? Tyson said, remember got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Right.
It's funny you mentioned that, Joey. I'm going to send this to TreSean. I don't know if you've seen this, TreSean. I think it was on Instagram somewhere. I just seen this about an hour ago when I was doing the banners here. Adreien Broner was just did a little feed, not a live feed, just like a TikTok, whatever it was, saying, "I'm not the old Adreien Broner. I'm getting in shape. I'm ready for anybody." I'll send it to you. Did you see that?
No.
It had me weird. Like he looks. Look, I don't know, man. I got gray hair.
Didn't he drop out of some fights because he was starting to go a little crazy?
Cucurilla. AB, man. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the team. Hopefully we can make that fight happen, man.
So would you welcome that fight, or is there a name out there that we really want, TreSean? Seriously.
I want anybody in the top 15, man, top 10. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. My door is open for anybody, man. Any visitors come see me, man. And whether it's in my stable, outside my stable, Mayweather Promotion, Top Rank, De La Hoya, anybody you name me, man, tell them come see me, man. I'm in that zone right now where anybody can get it.
TreSean, that's why, everything I tweet with your name on it, man. What do I always put? Showtime Boxing, Daizan, Golden Boy. Listen, my boy's not going to duck you. You set up the fight, set up the time, get him out there and let him do his work. Right. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, before...
They ain't no talk, because, people, they say that and one thing. Yeah. They check my resume. I don't duck nobody at all.
Before we let you go tonight, I know before we talked, you said there wasn't a fight announcement yet to be made. But you did say in the coming weeks, keep an eye out, right? Coming weeks, we may have a fight announcement coming up. So everyone who is curious what's next, keep an eye out in the coming weeks, because there might be a fight announcement coming, correct?
Sure, yep. Absolutely. Okay. Definitely.
Once we know, we'll post it on all of our social media and tag you in it, so that way everyone that follows our show and has watched you over the past couple of months knows when your next fight will be.
I know y'all know first, man.
Definitely. And before we let you get out of here, well, let me how about you talk about
picture, right? There we go.
Just real quick, TreSean, because I have the shirt already with the Trigger Trey on there, and I tell you what, I'm proud to wear it. I feel like
can you remove that banner for a second so they can see the full shirt real fast?
Oh, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's the shirt. There's a couple other options, men's, women's. I believe there's a hoodie option on there also.
Yeah, hats, hoodies, all that, man. Go get one. Go get y'all one, man.
Gotcha.
Now, TreSean, we're going to post it on our page once the show is off the air also.
Yeah. I have that logo in my closet as well that you gave me before. And TreSean, I want to ask you something real quick. We're big boxing fans out there. We're trying to grow our label, of course. You're part of the family. You already know that. We're like family, man. I met your family, your wife, your kids, your entire family. I'm blessed to be a part of that. I really am. I was wondering if possible. I have an autograph from you, of course. But is there any way, next time I see you, If I get a glove, you can sign it, and we can raffle it off to one of your charities that you believe in. Something maybe for Kastle, maybe for Johnstown here. We could do that in your name.
Absolutely. And matter of fact, I'll match it. Whatever you get something, I'll get something. We do it, and we have double it. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. Yeah, because here, it's all about family, TreSean. And listen, man, the door is always open for you. You know that, man. You know where I'm at. I've invited you to my house, my kids, everything. So, TreSean, listen.
And I'm on there.
Definitely. So, TreSean, real quick, where can they find you at? I know, the NAB welterweight champion. Only Trigger Trey on Twitter, correct?
Right, only Trigger Trey on Twitter. And on Instagram, and The Real Trigger Trey. That's DAREALTRIGGER. Go follow now, man.
And then we're working on getting you a TikTok here so we can get you like Garcia.
I think I got one. I gotta check it out though.
Well, TreSean, listen. Let me know tonight at 2:30 when you're gonna text me about some boxing match. Okay, let me know.
No, he's gonna text. He's gonna text you about the about Stevenson's opponent.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let us know. Keep us on the down low. Keep it on. Give us a 411 so we know what's going on. But yeah, listen. If you don't have a TikTok, let us know. We're gonna create you one because listen, if these promoters out there are gonna keep ducking you and not give you what's well deserved, we're going to move you up to TikTok level, and we're going to be like, out there on Mayweather Productions in about a month getting you that world title shot, TreSean.
All right, that sounds like a plan, man. Let's do it.
All right, brother. Listen, hey, thank you for tuning in, man. We appreciate you. You're more than welcome anytime, man. And I'll see you in a couple weeks, actually. Oh, real quick, how was the chili?
Oh, it was all right, man. It was pretty cool. That was my first time ever being the judge for that, so it was pretty dope.
I'm kind of mad because, Brandy and Brock actually texted me like, you coming? I was like, I can't come this time. But next year, TreSean, I'm coming for that belt because the Philadelphia 10 alarm spicy chili is going to be mine.
Hey, all right.
All right, brother. Hey, I appreciate you hopping on, man. You're welcome anytime, TreSean. Listen, TreSean Wiggins in the house, the current NABA welterweight title holder and defending title. Our family, TreSean. Thank you, brother. Thanks for tuning in, man.
Yeah. All right, my brother. Later on.
All right, I'll talk to you later, TreSean.
All right.
All right, later. All right.
Yeah.
Man, it's always a good time to have TreSean on here. I mean, listen, he's part of the family here every time, and he always gives us like the best, like in ring, Joey. Like, when I talk to him, I feel like I'm actually in the ring learning from him, But I want this fight to happen in many ways, but Joey, honestly, I know the outcome. I know he's going to beat Broner if it happens, but
I was a little shocked with his. I didn't know that he didn't hear that quote before. I thought he heard it, so he seemed genuinely like a little.
You sent that to me, right? You sent that to me, right?
I did. Okay, it was actually Daizon that shared it.
Daizon did. Wow.
Yeah. So he seemed a little ticked off that.
So what I gotta do? I gotta do a little homework tonight, then, Joey. I'm gonna look at the welterweight who's under the Daizon class, and I think we're gonna make a possible tweet out there, to Don King.
Well, I think we need to also after this is done, clip that fossil comment and send it over to Broner.
Ooh. Joey, can we get some shirts made up? The only Trigger Trey versus the fossil.
Yeah, we can do that once.
We trademark that.
We'll do it.
Oh yes, hell yeah. I'm sorry, I really didn't get
fossil versus the Trigger.
Nope. There's matches below. You know who that is? You actually know who that is?
So I was trying to hold it in during the show, but when you said that was Ken, I was like, I remember he saying that in the group chat too.
Yeah, I was gonna play on with it. I was gonna play on with it a little bit, but it had me cracking up because on the last show he's like, Google it. The whatever it was or something of another person. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, he said it was Bruce Wayne's like alter ego or something like that.
An alter ego is an alter ego of another person or something. I'm like, okay. All right. Yeah, but TreSean, I mean, go ahead.
Getting off the topic a little bit, Paul, I don't know about you, but I kind of miss Chuck Fletcher and fake Chuck Fletcher a little bit.
You know what, Joey? I really do. Like tonight.
That show was probably one of the funniest shows we did.
So the funny thing is, I know you and I get together here. We do a show. We talk serious for a little bit, and then it goes off the rails. We already know that it's about to happen right now. But it's funny how you just said that because something clicked in my mind. Could you imagine if they did that tonight? We would have had Adreien Broner pop on, okay? We would have had Don King hop on, and we would have had every freaking fighter in the world hopping on saying this and that. That would have been hilarious.
And the best is TreSean wouldn't have realized what was going on. Yeah. He might got a little heated because if he saw Adreien Broner or Don King like jump on.
that would be hilarious. Like TreSean, I wouldn't even have known to give him a heads up of that. But TreSean, if you're still listening, you probably are. We used to have on one show we did. It was so hilarious. We were talking about the Flyers. Next thing you know, some guy created a YouTube thing within a second. It was the owner of the Flyers. They even had a Habusa. How you say his name? Hasbulla from the UFC, the little bitty guy. We had everybody, every name that we came up with. We were trying to say people's names and see how fast they would come up with a YouTube picture on them.
Remember the world's youngest genius, the 6-year-old
the
genius?
6-year-old scholar, the 6-year-old scholar. Yes, that was hilarious. We were saying things to make them come up, but could you imagine if that would have happened? Like, TreSean, what do you think about this? Calling him a fossil. Adreien Broner would have popped up. Fossil, you ready to rumble now? Something like that, Joe. That's what it would have been. And Don King would have he would have probably put Don King in there for a second, like, guys, slow down, not ready yet. We'll make this.
No, Don King or something like fossil. You calling him a fossil?
He would too. He's like, what? Let's settle this in the ring. And America's gonna happen.
America, and we'll also. Well, the last one was like, fight for Ukraine, like America, and we'll fight for freedom.
Exactly. I can just see Don King saying, America, July 4th, it's gonna happen. MGM Grand. Oh man. But Joey, listen, man.
But it works what he does, right? I mean, you don't stay in the business for that. You don't stay in the business for that long with that kind of name carrying that much weight for any reason, So it works what he's doing.
No, I agree 100%. Just like, Katie doesn't watch any sports, Joey, and I was like, TreSean fights under Don King, and she's like, that's the guy with the hair? I'm like,
yeah. Everyone, even if you say Don King, they associate him with Tyson and the hair. Like, everyone knows of Don King. Maybe not who he is, what he does, but you say that name, it kind of carries a little weight in the boxing world.
It does. I mean, do you really think it's going to happen? Excuse me. You think it's going to happen, Joey? What do you think if you're Don King?
Here's my thoughts. My thoughts is, unfortunately, they're going to try to skip over TreSean,
right?
Because, like we said previously on the show, it's silly for Don to give Broner all that money to then fight TreSean, and it doesn't, and then he loses, and then it's like, well, that's a wash. So I think one of two things happens, both involving them trying to skip over TreSean. The first one is they try to skip over him. None of the other promotions are going to put their champions up against him, for the simple fact that he has a bad track record in the past couple of years. He has a lot of track records of pulling out of fights and not making it to the fight, and showing up to the fight and not being the fighter that was advertised. He wasn't looking like himself. Right. But I don't think they would risk that, because on the off chance that he is the Adreien Broner of past, why would you risk that? You gain nothing and lose everything. So I don't think the first thing I think happens is no one is willing to accept the fight, and they come back to TreSean as a second option. Unfortunately, like, okay, we searched the field, we saw what was out there, and unfortunately, no one's willing to fight us. We're gonna fight you now. The second thing I see happening is what we talked about tonight. TreSean co-main event, Broner versus some other good fighter. Main event, Wiggins looks great in the match. Broner wins his match. The next logical thing is to then have your two top 147 fighters fight each other for the belt.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Unfortunately, I feel the same way you do. I think TreSean's going to get, overlooked here. You're bringing in a name here, and it's all about the name and the money. We know about boxing. We know about UFC, Joey.
Yeah, but I feel like boxing should be, what have you done for me lately?
That's and lately, all sports should be that, Joey, but it doesn't happen.
TreSean's won two impressive fights, and you got Broner, whose last fight was Pacquiao, and before that he had pullouts. So, I mean...
Agree. I mean, you're going with I don't want to, I'm probably going to get yelled at you about it, but it's like the McGregor effect here, Joey. What's going to sell the ticket here? Who can headline?
I'm not carried away here, because Broner was once a name, but...
No, he was. No disrespect to him. He was a 4-time champion.
But I'm throwing disrespect now, because that's not a thing anymore. You're no longer a name.
I agree with that standpoint, too.
And here's another thing. I don't know about you, but wasn't the lure of Adreien Broner because he was Floyd Mayweather's protege? Wasn't that one of the things that carried a little weight?
Yeah, well, there's a quote I want to give. I totally forgot about it when I looked at it, Joey. He used to be with BLK, Black Prime Boxing, okay? That's what he used to be with Adreien Broner. Now, he's cloned. You know, Don King said he's the 4-time champion, the self-proclaimed bad boy of boxing. That's what he wants. Now, I think it's just bringing in that name to say, okay, well, we have the former WBO, the WBA world champion in our division. And just like what you said, I think that's what they're doing. They're saying, come and get us. Who do you want to fight? Because you know what? Maybe it goes both ways, Joey.
Let me ask you though, Paul.
If he fights and he loses, what happens?
If you're Bob Arum, if you're DAZN, if you're Mayweather Promotions, if you're Golden Boy Promotions, are you risking? I mean, think about this. Broner's not even ranked right now because he hasn't fought in so long. Are you risking your champion, your top fighter, to fight Broner to make a little bit of money off of his name? Risking the chance of him losing off of to gain nothing? I'm not.
Yeah, Joe, we see this in the UFC a lot of times. We talk about this all the time. Okay, if you're the champion, okay, and just say if it's a pull-out fight, Joey, I don't make weight. You get a pull-in fighter to fight that. To me, what does the champion have to gain? Nothing. Yeah. All he has to do is lose.
Yeah,
and
Don King's
exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what we're saying. If I'm Golden Boy and you're fighting, under Don King's label here, and you're Broner, and I'm going to put up, I'm Oscar De La Hoya, and I'm putting out there like, wow, what do I do here? I'm not giving him my boy here. I'm not giving him this guy. I'll give you my 20th ranked fighter in the world. Yeah. I'm not going to give you my pound per pound fighter to go against this guy who's been illegitimate the last 3 years. Name rep, in prior history. I'm not going to do that for you.
Because I think Broner's going to need at least one win to entice other promoters.
I think he's going to need more than that. I really do.
But I think his name still carries little weight. So if you can come back and fight one tune-up fight and prove that that you are Adreien Broner of past, that'll be the thing. But here's the thing. I think Don King's scared. Because if you're this confident in Adreien Broner that he's the bad boy of boxing and he's this, that, and the third, the former 4-time champion, why can't he fight Wiggins if he's such a bad boy? Because Don King is scared and he's not the fighter that Don King thinks he is.
What do they always say, Joey? Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I think that's why he won't do it, because I think it's
here's the thing, Paul. It's a win-win. If Broner wins against Wiggins, well, he's beat the champion. Broner proves who he is, and you just now enticed other people to come and fight you. He just beat a top 15 fighter in the world, coming off 2 impressive victories, And at the same breath, when Wiggins wins, because we know what the result is, you just created a star that's now signed under your promotion.
And the thing is,
it blows my mind. Like, it just seems like it's such an easy open and shut case. The only logical outcome as to why you're not letting this happen is because Don King is scared and he does not believe that Broner can beat Wiggins, and he doesn't want to risk. But here's the thing. $100,000 is not a lot in the world of boxing.
Not even Don King. That's pennies on the dollar for him anyway.
That screams to me that this is going to be a short-lived career in the Don King promotion, almost like a one fight and done. Don King uses him, entices a major champion. Major champion comes in, Broner loses, Don King makes big bucks. Okay, Broner, have fun on your retirement. That's the end of it. That's why I think he's not giving on Wiggins.
I like what you just said about that. Maybe I'm looking at that way. Just what you said, Joey, through the eyes that the vision that you said. I think that it happens. I think he brought him in here, paid him the $100,000, as just the signing bonus to come in here, whatever it was, maybe $100,000, whatever it was, but. I think that's what it is. They put him in here just to catch the eyes of a DAZN, a Golden Boy, a Showtime, anyone out there, the top rank, to come in here and say, I got the former 4-time champ. He's ready to go. What name do you want? You can't, 4-time champ, Pacquiao. Who's he fought? Everybody in the holy business he's fought. Okay? He's legendary in the name-wise. So come in here and fight him. Build your fighter. If you beat him, hey, guess what? You put my guy to rest. Now, I think then Don King goes back and says, you know what? Now I have the current NAB champion in TreSean Wiggins. Yeah. All my eggs are in his basket now. And I think he's going to become the star prodigy, which he should be already. But we all know Don King's a businessman. We know that, Joey. It's written out. It's already scripted in Don King's vision. It really is.
Yeah.
But, I to me, it pisses me off because, TreSean's family to us, we all know that. And to me, it really pisses me off because they brought in another guy to, eventually maybe fight TreSean, But the one who has everything to lose, which is going to happen, is TreSean. You know,
Yeah.
think about it. He's done his holy grail. He's done his work, Joey. And for a guy to coming off the bench 3 years in waiting, underground, below the ground as a fossil, as TreSean said, to come in here and get a shot at, if he puts them together, why does he get an NABA championship fight and being out 3 years? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why? That pisses me off. It really does. But I don't know.
Again, it's
politics.
Unfortunately, we say it a lot. I just sent the link to TreSean too. We say it all the time, and unfortunately, it's the truth. Boxing is a business first, a sport second.
Sure.
So it's all about who can make those promoters the most money. Unfortunately, like TreSean has said in the past, he's begging for a top 15 fight.
Mm-hmm.
He can't get it though because again, no one will give him the opportunity to get it and build his name because people at the top want to keep their position, and so you have that kind of, well, how do I get to the top when no one can take me? So I just think unfortunately it's just kind of that never-ending loop there where you got to fight guys below you to entice the guys that are ahead of you, but then when you lose, well, you gain nothing, so if you lose to a top 5 fighter but it's a close fight, it's like, well, that was an impressive fight. Both guys came out winners. If you lose to a guy that's below you, it's like, well, you're done now.
You're done. You're gone. Right, exactly. And the thing is, just like we said, it is what it is, but we can't control the rankings. But what pisses me off is TreSean was 8, Joey. 8.
And then he won. He went to 11.
He dropped. He won. He defended his title, and dropped.
Convincingly.
Yes.
It was unanimous, right?
Yes. Unanimous. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. You seen the fight, right?
Yeah, we watched it together.
Yeah, and it was just like, are you serious? Like, okay, you win a convincing fight, unanimous decision here. I think last round he might have lost because he pulled back. It was like, just coasting, But come on, you win a fight.
But that's what smart fighters do. Right. That's what smart fighters do.
Right.
That's what you do. But
I don't think you're taking that away from him, Joey, but still you drop from 8 to 11. How the hell is that possible? Come on. But then you know what? If Adreien Broner comes in here and fights TreSean, okay, he's going to jump up to number 5, Joey. I guarantee it, because of that name. Joey. The name. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So listen, Joey, real quick before we get out of here, man. Look, we'll be back next week. Talking back to UFC here. But real quick before we get out of here, I do want to promote our new sponsor, Monkey Cold Coffee out there. Make sure you use promo code OOTBS Sports at the register at monkeycoldcoffee.com.
That cake looks good. I gotta get it.
Let me tell you something real quick. And I'm not going to lie. You know me, I really don't drink coffee, but I do drink this coffee. And I'll tell you what. If you like bourbon, you like chocolate, this is the best damn product out there for you, number one. And, Joey, you mentioned coffee cake. Wow, the owner, Matt, sent me a coffee cake, Joey, and it'll be on our little video real quick before we get out of here. That coffee cake is to die for. So good, so moist. And it was probably the best coffee, and you can actually taste the bourbon in it. That's the incredible thing. It was so damn good. So make sure you guys out there, listen, if you like coffee, you have a gift for somebody, if they like coffee, get them coffee mugs, cups. They even have a iced coffee little container out there too. I know Ken Fridas actually ordered one. So he'll be on here to tell you a testimony as well on his next show. But make sure you hit Monkey Cold Coffee. Use the promo code OOTBS Sports at the register, monkeycoldcoffee.com.
Let me ask you a question, Paul, because I'm not a huge coffee guy. With the chocolate chips and stuff like that in it, does it actually taste like coffee, or is it?
It actually tastes like coffee. Like I got a bag of it. Kate and I both drank it, and you taste the bourbon in it. It's not, alcohol. You're not going to get drunk off of it. Don't think you are. You taste the bourbon, but then you know how bourbon's like a little bit strong. It has that like feeling going down your throat. You feel a little fire. You don't feel that at all, but you get that hint of chocolate chip at the very end.
Okay.
You really do. It's like best of both worlds here.
I know people love coffee. Just for some reason, I can't get past that. And maybe I gotta try some different flavors. Maybe I'll try this one, see if that maybe gets my liking in coffee. Because I know I'm a big energy drink guy, and I know that's horrible for you. And coffee's probably a little better option. So I know I gotta make the switch for my health overall. So maybe this will help me make that switch.
Just listen, Joey. I'm telling you, don't order the coffee. Well, I want you to order the coffee cake, but if you do, you're gonna be hooked on it. I'm telling you right now.
Is it a nice size one?
It's pretty damn big. I actually had it in my trash can. It's no Joey. Like, here's the bag of coffee. Okay, this is the size bag of coffee right here. Monkey Cold Coffee. The coffee cake is about that size and probably that thick, Joey. It's a pretty good sized cake too, and it's very reasonable. I think it's like $3.99, $4.99, but it's so good, and they ship them anywhere, Joey.
It's 14.
Is it 14? Okay, the plant
Yeah.
is actually in Florida, in Tampa Bay down there. That's where they send them out of. And
Okay.
it was so good. Listen, if you want out there, make sure you give them a call. Look, hey, they have shirts, they have everything out there. Monkey Cold Coffee, So give them a call out there. Tell them the other box sent you, and make sure you use that promo code as well. So, congratulations. Thank you for being our sponsor. We really appreciate you. Great partnership we have with them. But last real quick, make sure you go to TreSeanWiggins.com/millions.co out there for all his apparel. TreSean Wiggins apparel, hoodies, hats, you name it, t-shirts. Next fight, next club, next show, Joey, remind me to wear mine on here. I'll wear mine on here to get people what we look at. So we'll be back in 1 minute real quick to close out the show. Here's all of our sponsors, all of our shows coming up. So enjoy it. We'll be back in 1 minute to close the show. All right, everybody, listen. You just tuned in to Fight Club 215 tonight. We were blessed to have the presence of TreSean Wiggins, the NABA welterweight champion right now, and defending champ, I might add. So it was a blessing to have him on, TreSean. Thank you for hopping on, and all of our viewers out there. We greatly appreciate it. Joey, before we get out of here, you have anything to say?
I don't. Keep an eye out for the fight announcement when it's finally made. Hopefully it's Wiggins Broner. But whatever it may be, if we don't get our wish there, be unfortunate, but we're definitely going to post it and hype it up and do some more interviews with TreSean leading up to that fight, whenever it may be.
Definitely. So
hopefully it's feasible and we'll be there.
Yeah, that's why we always say make sure you hit that subscribe button to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. We are going to be having a website within the next 3 or 4 months. We're still working on that. I'm actually doing it, so it's going to take a little bit more time because I'm not very computer illiterate, as people know. So that'll be out there, of course. But, always stay tuned to our product out there. We're on TikTok, Instagram, trying to give the information. Make sure you hit that share, subscribe button. Most of all, the subscribe button to keep in tune. We have articles coming out, all over the place telling you what's going on with every show. So, listen, for myself, Paul Spencer, and of course, Joey Wood, we'll be back next week, same time, Thursday, 10 p.m., Fight Club 215. Until then, we'll see you there.